Living off grid means different things to different people. For some people, going off grid means going absolutely minimalist, living in the world's smallest home and owning the fewest of possessions. It means shunning the outside world and living purely off the land. It means having no debt and no lines at all to the outside world. While some see this lifestyle in a purely romantic light, others see that a life like this can be tough. With limited water resources, leisurely showers or hot baths every day, they may no longer be an option. With potentially poor home insulation and wood as your only heat source, you can expect to be colder than you might be comfortable with through those long winters. And as wonderfully beneficial as growing your own food is, the same food every day may become somewhat monotonous and perhaps even scarce in years with a poor growing season. Please don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking that lifestyle or the people who make the decision to live that way. I truly admire them and admit that a very large part of me wishes I had the fortitude to live a life of such utter simplicity. But the truth and the reality is, as much as I love my life here in the wooded Gatineau Hills of Quebec, I also like being warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I like cracking open a beer from the fridge and watching the hockey game in front of my big screen TV. I love my European walk-in shower with the multiple spot jets. I love being able to stay in that shower for as long as I like. I also really enjoy bananas and oranges, and I appreciate the ability to enjoy these fruits year-round, even though neither can be grown here in Canada. Some people believe that living off-grid is an either-or option. You can either live in a ramshackle shed off-grid, or you can live a life of comfort on the grid. But at Off-Grid Arc, we've proven that it's not an either-or situation. It is possible to live off-grid, be self-sufficient, while at the same time enjoying all the conveniences of the modern world. In 2002, the Ark wasn't called the Ark. It was just a 3-walled, 30-foot wide by 100-foot long, 2-story sawmill in the middle of nowhere. It's actually 40 minutes north of Ottawa, Canada. When the owner could no longer afford to keep the mill running, I swooped in and purchased the building and the 164 acres it was sitting on. In 2002, I had never even heard of the term off-grid before, and when I bought the sawmill, I had every intention of bringing in electricity and a telephone. It wasn't until I learned how prohibitive the cost of this was that I was forced into searching for alternatives. Because I didn't know what I was doing at the time, it was a road filled with bumps, twists and turns, and failures. But 13 years later, we've created an oasis that surprises people when they hear that we are off the grid, and also so self-sufficient. We have polished oak hardwood floors, a living room entertainment center, and downstairs we have a dance hall complete with flashing lights and a disco ball. Our kitchen has all the most modern conveniences, including a dishwasher and a microwave, and our bedroom is all about style, luxury, and comfort. Our bathrooms, well, they're the envy of all who enter. But what's really cool is that our home doesn't just provide us with shelter, food, and comfort, but it provides a substantial portion of our income as well. The Ark provides a few diverse services. We host weddings and receptions here for up to 100 people. We host trail races in the summer and snowshoe races all through the winter. The Ark serves as an outdoor education center that works with high schools, community centers, and sports teams. We provided corporate team building training to the private and government sectors. But the thing we have the most demand for is our Mad Trapper maple syrup that is dark and sweet and nothing like you can find in the stores today. Some people think that being self-sufficient and living off the grid is a lot of work, and of course it is. But the work is rewarding, and you can do it on your own schedule. Personally, I think reporting to a boss, dealing with office politics, and commuting to a 40-plus hour per week job that I hate to be much harder and much more obtrusive work. Living off the grid and being self-sufficient is extremely rewarding, and it's completely within the grasp of the average person. If I was able to succeed at it 13 years ago, all by myself with no help or guidance, there is nothing stopping a motivated person from succeeding today with all the resources that are available. If you want, you can stick with me and I can help you along every step of the way. Here's a list of the things that you need to not just survive, but thrive while living off the grid. First thing you need to find is some land. Got to put your house somewhere. On that land, you need access to water. Water is life. So you don't need a lake or a creek or a river, but those are nice to have, but you should be able to at least drill a well and get some water. The third thing you need is shelter. That's going to be your home. You can build a one room log cabin, or you can build a 6,000 square foot ark. The choice is yours. You need to be able to produce your own food, and that comes in the form of fruit and vegetables, but you also have the option of producing food as an animal option. So you can raise chickens or goats or ducks or what have you. Number 6 on the list is you need some form of heat for your house. Number 7, you need electricity. So either solar, wind, or if you've got one of those creeks or rivers, maybe a micro hydro option is available. And then lastly, if you truly want to be off-grid and cut ties, then you need some way of generating income from your homestead. So there you have it. If you're interested, I'll go in a little bit further and teach you everything you need to know about each of those 8 items. All right, I look forward to working with you.